Hi, my name is Mace Taylor, and I have been given the borderline impossible task of introducing the Haniyah Ismail. While Haniyah and I haven't had that many classes together, we have had the repeated shared moment of, do you know what's going on? Because I don't, before almost every single art history test. When I asked one of Haniyah's friends what they thought of her, to describe her, she said, and yes, this is a direct quote from the Point Master Shifa, she said, "She may be a bit out of pocket sometimes, but she's incredibly smart and can get things done when she needs to." I hate to keep you waiting, so without further ado, I give you the Haniyah Ismail.
I've always been a relatively quiet person. During middle school volleyball, this characteristic was the opposite of helpful. Volleyball, among other team sports, requires a lot of yelling during games in order to establish what each player wants from the other and how to move cooperatively on the court. I struggled with this essential teammate communication and was quite literally mute during games. My coaches would often straight up tell me, "Haniyah, talk, be verbal." Now you are all probably thinking this speech will be about how I magically gained the confidence to speak up and am now an avid talker, but to be honest, my quiet personality hasn't changed one bit. As a matter of fact, I've come to view it in a positive way and appreciate my willingness to listen rather than to speak. I recently came across the movie Sound of Metal, which is about a musician who is told he is at high risk of losing his hearing and will most likely have to live the rest of his life in silence. If I was told I was to permanently lose my hearing, I would ask everyone I knew to hear their voices one last time. I would ask my friends to go on and on about their days to me, and for my parents and teachers to reteach me all the concepts that I didn't pay attention to at home or in class. As I reflected upon all that I planned to do, I reminded myself that I wasn't actually going to lose my hearing, and then realized that I hadn't really been listening to others all my life. Instead, I focused solely on listening to myself while neglecting hearing the experiences of the people around me. Because I never inquired about others and was indifferent to listening, I held a strictly narrow perspective of the world. I've noticed my mind expands as I expose myself to the accounts of others' experiences, and I became fascinated with breaking down my preconceived ideas of people and comparing my perspective with others by simply listening. We learn just about everything by listening, whether academically, socially, or through family. It's a means of emotional communication and a gateway to others' minds, allowing me to understand their viewpoints of life based on their responses. Widening my perspective is the most important way I've managed to reshape my judgment and empathetic understanding of others. I don't listen with the intent of disagreeing or even responding, but listen with the intent to just listen and understand. It's easy to talk without the intent of truly listening, and I've fallen victim to this many times with the tendency to steer a conversation back to myself and my own needs. Listening is often so underrated when it comes to friendships, class participation, family, and other types of relationships. We're constantly thinking of the right words to say to others, when really, the best way to express our appreciation is to actually say nothing at all. Rather, merely being there for others by sitting quietly and listening with undivided attention is key to demonstrating our understanding. I believe the greatest gift we've been given is 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we may listen more than we speak. Thank you.